YouTube says you're live. And so I am live, coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. Day 2 of snowpacolypse. I think that's what they call it. Thought I'd check in and see how you're all doing. Those of you here in New York or the wider region getting hit by so much snow, and those of you off somewhere beautiful, sunny, and breezy where you can walk outside without worrying about slipping or bundling up, who want to make me feel a little envious, please join. And those of you who are who knows where, I want to hear what it's like here in New York. We just had a snowstorm like I don't remember in a long, long time. So, hello, Tammy Lee. I am warm and well. Actually, on Saturday or Shabbos, we had a very cold day. The day before the snowstorm was freezing, freezing cold. I went outside. I usually walk on Shabbos for about an hour in the morning, and I usually pass on the way the farmers market at Prospect Park. And for the first time ever, there were no fruit and vegetable vendors there. It was just like maybe 5 or 6 vendors, and the park was empty. I was the only person walking. Only other people were runners. And I was totally bundled up, except I was wearing 2 pairs of pants, and it wasn't enough, and I could feel my thighs freezing. So that was Saturday. Sunday was when we had the snow, and I stayed inside, and it was wonderful. Who else is experiencing this cold? My son is in Minnesota where it's more cold. And he has no problem. He's like, I'm fine. I can't handle the cold. Hi, Ghost Reveries. Hello. Martine. How are you? How's it going? What's the weather like for you? I always think up in Canada it's colder, but it's not necessarily. Greetings from Teos, New Mexico. What's it like? Jeff, what's it like over there? Jeff Parnell. Jeff, we might talk on an interview soon. Love you're here and stay safe. Thank you. I'm about to get a haircut, but it's not been blown out in a while. Jacinda says, hi from Australia. Just saw this today. I wish we had snow. It's been 45 degrees yesterday. Today, 39 degrees. Such an Australian summer. I feel so sad that I really can't figure out temperatures. Everyone talks in Celsius, and I can only have as a frame of reference Fahrenheit. I don't think you were talking about 45 and 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Is everyone all over the world Celsius, or are there places like, let's say, in Asia where they have a different metric of measuring temperature? I was thinking about that recently when I was thinking about distances, how everyone is measuring in meters or weight. Everyone's measuring in kilograms and grams, and we measure in pounds and in miles. It's very confusing. I'm used to talking to people from overseas on my tours, and it's always so confusing. Hi from Sarasota, Lauren. Hi. Hi. Apparently, there's another snowstorm coming. No, you can't be serious. Faggy, you can't be serious. When? I saw that we're going to have a lot of very cold weather for a while now. I don't remember such a cold season. I don't remember anything like it in a long time. I do have memories of spending an hour after a tour trying to warm up and just like not being able to catch my breath. But I have a very hard time with the cold. I hope there's not another snowstorm. I went out today. Everyone's out and about. It's shoveled. There are a lot of people out there cleaning their cars. It's more than a foot of snow in Williamsburg, says Cubist Cosmonaut. Interesting handle. Hi, Jeff. I guess you got your work done. I said I would do a live if I would get my work done. Yesterday, I had such a lazy day. All I did was sit at the window, watch the snow, and eat and drink hot chocolate. And I'm not good with doing nothing, but I'm trying. I'm working on it. Zelda, greetings from Miami in the 80s. Nice. Good for you. Only a little jealous. Ghost Reverie says Shabbos here was like almost 40 Celsius low. And again, I'm not sure what that means. Hi, Gang 98. Luann says hello from Massachusetts. It's a winter wonderland and freezing. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it a miracle of nature? Tammy Lee says, I live on the Ohio River in southeast Ohio. We got 4 inches of snow, freezing rain, then rain. Now it's just very cold and frozen. That sounds a little sad. You know, the Acidic community, the boys, I was told by some people that their son still had school today while the daughters had a snow day. I feel bad for the boys that they don't get a snow day, but it's like you gotta study the Torah. So they don't get a snow day. And the buses I saw on one group that I'm on with alerts, a bus got stuck in the snow, a school bus. It's interesting the way there's this disparity in whose education is prioritized and what education is. Justice says hi. Hi SBB. I'm so happy to see you here. Wow. See, I didn't even tell you I'm doing a live. Sometimes I tell SBB. And you're here. Robert Lee says hello from Canada, Toronto. Shalom Frida from Baltimore, completely snowed in. I haven't been in Baltimore in so long. Everyone come into my apartment. It's big. This is a party. All of you 91 people fit here, and I have enough hot chocolate that you can come in. Lisa says, I like your interview with Pearl. Yes, please leave comments to encourage her to be. I don't know how to get her to be on my channel again soon. I'm trying to schedule something with Pearl. I always love doing content with her. So what are you doing in Baltimore? Completely snowed in. Are you baking cookies? Amazing grapes? I like Amazing Grapes. It's funny. It's a funny play on Amazing Grace, and it makes me think of my addiction to eating frozen grapes, which is a phase I'm going through. Rebecca says I'm upstate. All I will say is Baruch Hashem for some hot cocoa. Do stay warm. Look after yourself. We're all so blessed that the power didn't go out. I guess in New York City, it's so much better because our power lines are underground. When I was in Rockland County, when I lived outside of the city, we had an outage that lasted a week, and my son was young, and we were freezing and without lights. It was like fun for 5 minutes. We had a blast, and then it was extremely difficult. And the trees, I remember a tree fell on a friend's car in my driveway, and the trees were just falling onto power lines. So wherever you drove, it was so scary. There were live wires. Ruth says, I'm in Maryland, been in the teens and 20s. We have 7 to 11 inches. Are we getting some kind of unusual weather spell? I don't think this is normal, right? B. Moreland 50 says, hi, Frida, from Branson, Missouri. Nice. What's it like? I had someone on my tour from Alabama, and I thought, well, you must come to New York and miss Alabama weather. And they said, actually, it's colder in Alabama right now. And that was very confusing to me. Missouri. Yeah, fellow Marylander, Amazing Grapes. Martine says, yes, it is. Now I don't know what the response is to. I'm so happy to see you guys. You've perked me up. I haven't spoken to human beings in what feels like days. I'm so not used to being in my house for so long. Jeff says, in northern New Mexico, we got snowed over the weekend. Not as much snow as we expected, though, but it's been cold. Wow. Ghost Reverie says, I miss winter Shabbos. Lately, it's been insanely hot. There's something about winter Shabbos because it starts early and ends early, and there's something very cozy about that. Yehuda says hi from Cleveland. Hello. Uh, Rosemary is a former New Jersey resident. I live in California now. I miss the East Coast. Love the snow days off from school. Our new mayor, who is trying to be even more unpopular, decided not to do a snow day. I don't know what the update ended up being, but he was like, I'm sorry, students, but we're going to do remote learning if we're not doing in person. I don't know why Mamdani made that call, which sounded ridiculous. Most snow in a single day in Toronto. Wow. Everywhere was pummeled. Hi from Suffolk County, says Susan. Hello from Virginia. Hope all is well. Snowed in. They're coming to get you, Barbara, is this person's username. You guys are so funny. We were snowed in. Snow started Sunday morning. I usually get up. I'm up by 5. It was already snowing. This morning at 5, it was still snowing. It was snowing the whole time. It's a very packed, heavy, large snowstorm. And my super is exhausted and frustrated and very unhappy and has been shoveling all Sunday. Negative 19C for Martine. Hello from Port Charlotte, Florida. 68 down here. Isn't that sweet? Corrine says hi from Atlanta. Hello. I've only seen Fahrenheit in the US, says Ghost Reveries. We only use Fahrenheit. I really can't translate Celsius. I don't know what it means. Hello from Pennsylvania. I'm hoping for another snow day tomorrow from work. I don't know. Who's still going to have a snow day tomorrow? Everything that I know that I frequent is going to be open. The gyms are going to be open. All the appointments I have for tomorrow are running. So I don't know. I think that's a little bit chancing it. Well, but I hope it happens for you. I'm planning to be out and about. I'm done being cooped up. Lisa already shoveled and they have 10 inches. I think we also have a foot. Most people use Celsius, but the conversion are pretty easy to learn. Thank you, Rebecca. I think this is motivating me to finally learn it. We all want to know, do the city kids know how to have a good snowball fight? Tom Riddle, I think they do. I don't think it's like so much a thing, or maybe it is. On the footage that I have of the Hasidic kids playing in the snow, they're packing it, they're making stuff with spoons, they're putting it in crates. But one thing they seem to love to do is to create a barrier for cars by stuffing orange cones with the snow and then removing the orange cones and having the cars ram into the snow obstruction. They love that. So Rebecca says it's been. So Faggy says, "Yep, another snowstorm on track for Shabbos." Oh man, one good snowstorm is all we ask. And then we're ready for summer. I'm ready for spring. Witch on Wheel says, "Hello from England. Rainy here, but otherwise mild." Oh wow, you're missing out. Um, Rebecca says it's been about 10 years since we got this much snow downstate. Someone cursed. Chava says, hi from Germany. We also got lots of snow, but temperatures are slightly above freezing point, so it's a slushy mess and won't stay. I think we're bound to have this snow. I look out the window right over here, it's all white. I think we're gonna have this for a while. It's like I look out to an apartment building with a brick facade. It's like a pre-war building, 6 floors. They're like very old style. And there are all these window ledges that have like 6 inches to a foot of snow on it. It's very romantic. It's very sweet. It's not like romantic in a cottage way, more in a cozy city way. You know what I realized? Of sitting at the window for hours watching people go by. I saw maybe a total of 2 kids. And then I was talking to some family members and they said, my kids spent the day yesterday playing in the snow. Why did I see so many children and so many adults and so many dogs and no kids? I was very surprised by that. I was wondering, are there just no kids in greater Brooklyn? That was something that struck me. Amazing grapes. No, Shabbos, how am I gonna walk to shul? Thank you so much, kindness master, for catching this live and giving a gift. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna heart it. Thank you. Greetings from Hollywood, originally from Forest Hills, Queens. Oh, I love Forest Hills, Queens. It's where Baharian Jews are. Um, that's Mrs. Planet Master. Chaim Slomik says, hello from frigid far north in Watertown. I don't know where that is actually. Good evening from cold, wet Scotland. Nice. I cooked blintzes and cheese. Lisa, that sounds really good. Did you make like Hasidic style blintzes with sweet cheese inside? So it's like a crepe and farmer cheese with eggs. You actually end up eating raw eggs and vanilla sugar and sugar mixed in, and you fill it and you fold the crepe. It's so good. So good. Um, Having hot cocoa now, Luann, but don't get a snow day. That's so sad. Amazing Grape says, poor boys, my friend in yeshiva have the day off. Yeah, it is sad for Hasidic kids. There's like, it's such a paradox that on the one hand, the kids, there's all of this narrative that Hasidic boys don't get an education. And yet at the same time, actually, their education is so important in the Hasidic world, they don't actually get a snow day. What's up with D? Feige says, my kids all had school today. Thankfully, only the boys yesterday. That's so funny. Really? The kids didn't get a snow day. They didn't complain. Hi there in Montreal, 7 degrees or minus 12. Wow. Cold. We need you, Pearl. Thank you, Luann. Pearl is a sweetheart. Said a grocery store across the block is where I bought my food supplies for the storm. What was it like? Was it a madhouse, people stocking up? The Twin Cities. Oh, no, jumped away. I lost my spot. The snowstorm was a lovely anniversary gift for my Florida raised husband. It's his first real snowstorm. Oh, that's the most romantic thing. Kathy's near Branson, Missouri. Giving myself a lymphatic drainage because it was impossible to drive to physio through snow and ice. I've gotten into massages and stretches. I have sort of done lymphatic drainage. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think you're supposed to like drain the lymph nodes. I'm always a little bit skeptical and also a little bit eager to try despite that. Um but I'm sure you'll feel better after your self-treatment. That's Chava. Rumble in the kitchen, Amy. I think it's all part of a polar vortex. So, yes, not a normal weather pattern. Thank you. Hi, Yehuda, who's in Cleveland. Hi, Martine. Responding to the fact that it's colder in Montreal. Got it. Okay. Now I'm following. We are warmer than we were yesterday. Lol. By the way, I don't know why it's not showing my name. It's Brad. I can't get out of my driveway. I'm so sorry, Brad. The hardest part about snow days is plowing your car out. I have seen the faces on people outside my window as they're getting their cars out. I don't know. I see B Moreland 50 as your name. I'm in Oklahoma and we are having snow days because they don't plow. We had a very aggressive response from our sanitation department to this snow. I saw a poor little doggy being walked on Saturday night on a lot of salt, and I was thinking this is really going to be abrasive to the dog's foot pads because they had put down so much salt everywhere. Our new mayor, Mamdani, really tried to show up with this and made a big to-do of preparation. And so there was a lot of responses even before the snow came. And oftentimes the snow doesn't end up coming. They do a lot of hype and the snow disappoints. And this time we did get a lot of snow and they did plow it. Greetings from Mesa, Arizona. First time on live broadcast. Thank you for joining. I don't know if I'm going to keep this afterwards. I just felt like a little bit of company, but I'm happy for those of you that are here. Sarah says, my biggest complaint about this weather is it makes my hands dry and crack to the point of bleeding. It is so drying, you really must moisturize and hydrate. That's the mom in me to all of you. Moisturize your lips, your hands, you get chapped hands otherwise. Um, very moisturizing lotions and drink water. I think that's what I do. COVID ruined snow days. Yeah, now they do it remote. I hope they gave the kids off in the end. From Melbourne, Australia, Catherine says, love your channel, love Pearl. So do I. Hi from Eretz Yisrael, Cindy. Wow, hello. Haven't seen anyone from Eretz Yisrael here today. MN does remote learning a lot instead of snow days. It's not that bad, promise. Kurs Bratton says, I read that one school actually went against Mamdani and did a snow day. Nevertheless, a public school? Wow. Hello from Melbourne. I'm jealous of the snow. Thank you, Andrew. That's the point. We're having such a great snow day. It's like earlier I went outside for the first time and the sun was just hitting all the white and it was so bright. It's like brighter than a summer day from all of this snow everywhere and people going by. It's like everyone is calmer now. Tammy says here the superintendent from the school makes the decision. For us, the entire New York City public school system is one network. Please do more deli store food content. I love doing food content. I don't think I'm good for food content. I think I don't have the personality for it. I think viewers like food content creators that are like raw and like big personalities, and I think I just don't have that big personality, and I find that my food content almost always goes nowhere. And it's like it's not what people are looking for when they're looking to learn about food. I like doing food content. I would do more food content, but I like a more intellectual food content, the history of food, the connections of food, tasting food, analyzing food. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not doing it right. I do love doing food content. I was thinking of bringing some food to the live stream today, and I then decided to not eat anything until my next appointment. So that's sad. When I was in a New York City snow siege in fifth grade, schools opened after 2 days. This was a joke, as almost no teachers arrived in school for another 2 days. Wow. And you went, Sarah. Moshe says 3C Bucharest. I don't know what that means. I'm jealous of you. Belize, BVI, Marshall Islands, Fahrenheit. Hello from Lakewood, New Jersey. Hello. Hi, you are still matching the red microphone. Thank you for keeping track. It's by chance. I really like pink lipstick. By chance, I picked red today again. Feels like -4. What do you think of a yellow microphone cover? Do I do that or do I just go to black? I take everyone's fashion advice. I'm really bad at fashion, and anyone who gives me fashion advice, I listen to it. Feels like -4 in St. Paul. It's a heat wave for us. What? Hello from Colorado. You all have more snow than we have, but we have bigger hills to sled on. Okay, you win. I have not sledded, and we don't really have hills. When I was a kid in 8th grade, across the street from our school, there was a building we called the White House. I can't even explain to you what this White House was. I really have to look into it, but we called it the White House and we would spend recess time there. And it was very hilly, and I was a very high energy kid, and me and my friends were rolling around on the hills. It was actually like April, and there was just like the last bits of snow, and in our excitement at this 15-minute break we had, we were grabbing all sorts of things and sledding down the hill on the last bits of snow, and I grabbed a broken slide. So a slide has like steps and it has the slide part. The slide part I turned over and I sat in the front of it, and three of my friends piled into the back, and we went flying down the hill and we were having the most fun until I realized we were coming up to a tree. And in panic, I stuck out my foot and went boom straight into the tree. And immediately my foot blew up this big. I went limping to the school, and I was such a troublemaker that when I arrived, the teachers were like, the principal actually in the office were like, she's making it up. Called my mother, and my mother took me to the doctor, and my bone was broken in four places. I actually needed surgery. And that Passover cleaning period, I had to be on bed rest with my foot elevated, and everyone was bringing me treats, and I couldn't clean, and I couldn't help prepare for Passover. Such good times. um, haven't sledded in so long. Peo says, "Hi from Halifax. There is so much snow here. I love feeling like I'm living in a snow globe. I feel like we live in a miraculous world. It's really amazing." I guess we can appreciate whenever I appreciate, I feel a pang of guilt for mothers who have like kids sitting on their heads and don't get to like sit with their pajamas at the window and watch the snow. It's such a peaceful feeling. So Yehuda says, "How's Pearl? Another interview, perhaps?" I've pitched another interview. She said yes. Now she has to agree to a date because I have asked her multiple times, but it's a process. She's busy. She has a lot going on. Deb says from Berkeley, California, grew up in Flushing, New York. My mom taught at the old Eastern District High School back in the 1960s. Many stories to tell. Wow, I'm fascinated by the Eastern District High School. In the 1960s, it was still in Williamsburg. It's now the Satmar Girls School. It's a very interesting building. Wow. Well, you betrayed us and you went to the West Coast. Now I'm kidding. I hope you love the weather. Someone says, "Mivil Mashiach." Yes, we want the Messiah. It's going to be 113 Fahrenheit in Melbourne today. Oh my goodness. Yes, that computes for me. That sounds too warm. Do put on sunscreen and go out at night. I would like a nighttime summer walk now. Snow days is so much fun. Fahrenheit in Belize, Marshall Islands, British Virgin Islands, a few other places. Really? Hello, I've been watching your videos for a while and I've wondered, what is your religious status, if I might ask? Thanks for asking, Tyson. I think I've answered it to various degrees. I feel accurate to describe myself as a secular Jew, which means I feel very connected to my Jewish world. Um, and I believe in tradition. I've talked about this. I always wondered if the Hasid is the Jewish version of Duggar cult fundamentalism, says Peachy Keen. I never watched the Duggars. I find there's something very different about Christians from Hasidim. Hasidim have a much more culture oriented world. It's not this, it doesn't feel as permeated by the God faith element, and it feels more ritualized, which makes sense because Judaism is very action based. But also, I often find similarities to other cultures more than to like a very evangelical Christian group. Like I plugged into ChatGPT the other day. I often like put into ChatGPT um, prompts like the summary of this country, of that country. And of course, it's very dubious, it's not trustworthy, but it's just interesting. I plugged in a description of Chinese um, people and their culture and how they feel about Chinese culture and a lot about and how they feel about communism and their own restrictive society. And a lot of what ChatGPT gave me felt very similar to a Hasidic community where people maybe don't feel affected by censorship in everyday life, but if they do feel affected by it, it really bothers them, and people can be defensive of their way of life, even while in some modes critical of it. It's more sometimes in line with that than with evangelical Christianity, although there's parallels everywhere in all of us to everything. So we can get like that. Thank you. I'll be sure to visit. Okay, I'm coming into the middle. Hi, Frida from Italy. I just watched your conversation with Rav Katz. Very interesting. Jew here, and I didn't know much about Rabbi Joel Teitelbaum. Stay warm. Thank you for watching that. That's with your sister Katz. So many of you ask for a new video with Pearl. I'm going to tell her this. I'm going to phone her up and tell her. So many people asked for a new video with Pearl. So nice to play in the snow with you all. Have a safe and warm night. Thank you. I love it. I love snow days. I hope you all baked something. Nothing like the house smelling of something fresh baking, even if it's just like cookies you popped in. You should see yourself when you attack the rugelach. Surely you have the personality to present food. Thank you, Marco. Someone left me a comment at some point and said, we see, Frida, that you like to eat very much. It's not a secret. I dream of food. People sometimes accuse me of being obsessed with Hasidim. And I think, how can you say that when it is so clear that I'm obsessed with food? It's all I think about. It's all I prepare for. It's all I talk about afterwards. I have so many other obsessions that come first. No snow days in Norway, just snow. I'm so sorry. Hello from Sacramento, California. It's 60 degrees and sunny here. Boker Tov, Guten Tag. Motorhead is here. Motorhead has arrived. Hello. I don't know where you are. Microphone covers anything but black. All my wires are black. My microphone are black, at least with another cover. They will be visible. Okay. Someone says, Dennis says, Frida, are you remarried? You're wearing a wedding band? I think you should try a blue cover, but there's a ton of shade. No, I'm wearing multiple rings. I'm just trying to get used to rings. I'm not suddenly married. There's a ton of shades as well. I think it would match your bookshelf. Okay. Because of your videos, I have an urge to become a Hasidic Jew. I always am in a very big moral conundrum when I get messages like that. MK says 15 inches of snow over here. The last time was in 2015, I believe. Wow. That is a lot of shoveling before you get out of your driveway. What's up with D? I do not know what's going on with this question. Is this some kind of hint, insider term that I don't get? Like the well? Do fill me in. Being a Jew equals being a lover of food. Amen. Yes. Had all our snow days at the beginning of the month where I am, but I made chicken soup because it's cold out. Isn't that cozy? M. Walter says, hi, Frida, I'm curious about your social life. What does that mean? What is that question? Is it about my dating life? You know what I find weird? People will ask, like, will be interested in, they'll watch my videos, they'll be interested in me, and instead of sending me an email with a proper introduction to say who they are and to equal the playing field, since they know so much about me and I know nothing about them, they'll be just like one line. And I'm finding it very confusing, this world of dating. Let's all stay inside and drink hot chocolate and have cookies. Oh my goodness. Andrew said, I saw a video you did with Zephyr Teach Out several years ago. It was great. She was really great. Zephyr Teach Out ended up running for I think for governor. She threw her name in some kind of political hat. I don't remember which one, but she was one of the first videos I filmed, and she was so approachable and she was so easy. And I was so new to being on camera, And it was a really nice experience with her. I have very good memories. Alex says, I started watching Stissel because of your channel. It's really great. It's really a great show. Um, so someone asks, is there data regarding suicide in the Hasidic community? My husband took his life, so I'm so sorry. It's very sad. I don't know. It's a very difficult topic because in Judaism you're not allowed to take your life, and um, I think people will try to hide it. Very difficult topic to talk about because of the attempts to protect the legacy of the person who passed away. Let's talk about food. I'm so sorry, though, about your loss. I like Israeli food, Sabra food, much healthier Mediterranean food. I love that. Sarah made marmalade pudding. Wow, what is marmalade pudding? I am coming over. Samaria says, did they say how many days it was going to snow? We are already done with the snow. We're shoveling. We're going back to normal. This is the end of our snowstorm. That's it. You posted about a few weeks ago if someone finds the name D. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. D is a woman that met Pearl, and they had a conversation, and that woman was very excited to meet Pearl. And Pearl said, I want you to come for a Shabbos meal to my home. And then something happened and they lost connection. And Pearl believes that Dee didn't get her number correctly. It's really interesting. Pearl sees herself as an ordinary housewife. And she'll sometimes walk the street and people will come up to her and they'll say, I can't believe it. It's you. It's you. It's Pearl. And she'll say, calm down. I'm just a normal person. And then she invited Dee for Shabbos, and she really wanted Dee to come for Shabbos, and Dee never responded. So far, no Dee. Thank you for filling me in. I hadn't realized what you were talking about. Thank you for complimenting my hair. I'm about to get a haircut. I'm wondering what you'll think. I'm going to go to a new stylist on Wednesday. Chop off a little bit of it, make it a little easier to manage. I've only seen snow once since arriving in Scotland in 2017. My lovely video editor, Lee Kupak, who is in Brazil, has never seen snow. I find that so interesting. Motorhead says that Israelis thought I was Dudu Fisher, the singer in Crown Heights area. Now we know how you look. Your cover is blown. Bonnie says, hello from Texas. No snow here, but plenty of ice and sleet. I interviewed Lavina Zook, who lives in Texas, and she said they were preparing for a big snow. I guess a big storm. I guess that passed. Saltmer School, fascinating. Times have changed. We're talking about the Eastern District building. Most of my life in DC metro area, Maryland, not missing snow. I think as we get older, the snow changes what it is for us. Children are so excited for snow, usually. Then we get older and we can slip and fall and so on. And it just changes. Anyway, I'm going to head out. I actually have an interview to conduct in a little bit. So I'm going to go get ready, write my notes, and prepare. And then I'm going to have some fresh baked chocolate chip cookies and watch at the window as people go by in the snow. I hope you all stay warm and cozy. And if you're in Australia, you stay cool and don't feel too jealous of us, although we are enjoying it. That's the truth. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Bernard. I appreciate that. It was so fun to hang out with you guys. I really appreciate it. I needed some company, so I really appreciate all of you being here. Thank you, Martine. I always enjoy seeing you. Bye, guys. Stay warm.